Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi Roger. Hi Maria.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today, both of you?
Thirsty.
We're great.
Thirsty.
Thirsty. It's World Water Day.
Okay.
Oh,
Where's my bottle of water? Just kidding.
sorry, it's COVID, so we can't pass on the water. to
Fine.
you. Huh?
So listen, guys. First of all, Maria, thank you so much for even taking my WhatsApp yesterday and calling me, and Roger and Maria both for connecting with me. I'm really intrigued by the concept of Reconnect. I came across your Insta page as I mentioned yesterday. Bummed that I missed the event, but I want to know all that you can tell me about this concept and why you started it. Over to you guys.
Cool. So we're actually filming this for Teletour in the US. And yeah, so welcome to Teletour on World Water Day. So we've done Happiness Day, we've done Anti-Discrimination Day, and we're still going on. And today we're doing Water Day. So reconnect, okay, so we're mental strength. So we use the word strength because we kind of battling illnesses or the misconceptions or labeling, and we basically talk about wellness, mental strength, and happiness, and they're all interlinked. So we've adopted a methodology called the 7 dimensions of wellness. So one of them is physical, drinking good water, good amounts of water, cycling backwards in your place. So that's physical health. And there's emotional health, like psychology, like being in the right mindset, talking to the right people. If you need to talk to psychologists, then you need to know who you talk to. We talk about something called empathetic therapists, people who really try to understand what you go through, and instead of pushing on you medications, but rather would really try to understand what is the real issue. And thankfully, in a place like the UAE, there's plenty of them because there's also patient protection laws. There's also the social dimension. Tell us, Maria, about the social dimension.
Social dimension, it's all about your circle and your community and your tribe, and basically, yes, your tribe is your vibe, so
Choose wisely.
wisely.
And in that dimension, we also talk about music, dance, art, because those are social,
Yes.
social development.
It's these activities that uplift you, and in a way they're also therapeutic, so it helps, whether you want it or not, it really does help dealing with your own issues, however you want to put it. Magic.
Yeah, and social also we talk about tolerance. It's more of a spiritual angle, but accepting others and connecting with others. So that's our spiritual dimension. Environmental, water again, water preservation, taking care of the planet. We deal with sustainable brands like Happy Box, and Boss Water and Arla. Arla have been amazing because Arla they are organic, non-preservative products. And they actually do amazing in terms of environmental sustainability. So we team up with a lot of brands and practitioners and and hospitals. There's also the intellectual dimension.
Yes.
Intellectual dimension.
Tell us, Maria.
And that's all about having a balance and being okay either at university or at work, because many times we don't know, but this really permeates into us and ourselves, like the stress that we carry from the studies, or maybe you're being bullied at university or at school, or maybe at work you're very unhappy and you're just doing it to pay the bills. So we understand that it's very important to be in line with your own values and to understand why you're doing what you're doing, to stay balanced and to stay motivated and to really find a reason and not just like a death sentence in going to work every day. So that's what the
Yeah, the intellectual and the occupational are quite related to each other in the sense the occupational is also about doing what you love. We all come from the corporate world and we've had amazing experience, but we didn't know how to manage, our life. We didn't know how to manage to balance our life and work.
I think that's where this idea was born, actually.
Yeah, it was actually born out of corporations. And it's amazing. Corporations are necessary and they do a lot of amazing. They employ a lot of people, and Yeah, but I think most people don't know how to balance their life, and we're one of them. I mean, for me, it was like I had burnouts in my life, and you know, we collaborate with Mr. Ashutosh Senior, who wrote a book called Breakthrough, and he talks all about this, you know, like about how, you know, you need to do what you love, because this is the first factor for success. Like, doing what you love will enable you to do your best and put the most energy, and then doing it the right way, as in, you know, like having the right routines, like, etc. And you know, his book now, Breakthrough, is like number one bestseller, and it was reviewed by Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma's my favorite guy. Like the 5 a.m. club. I start bothering people at 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. Do I wake you up?
Yeah, many times. And he's doing audiobook now.
Yeah. So that's pretty much Reconnect, and we are actually like aiming to be a non-commercial entity. So we are in talks with humanitarian kind of, you know, areas or zones in the UAE to actually register as an NGO, because what we ultimately want to do is utilize this model in education and like trying to solve some big issues that are happening in the Middle East, like tackling stigmas around mental health, awareness. You know, actually, we want to go like into refugee camps and like
Schools, maybe?
Schools, yeah. We're already collaborating with schools and universities. I mean, yeah, we're collaborating with GEMS. They've been fantastic with us. Canadian University, Notre Dame University in Lebanon. We're collaborating also a Lebanese university here in the UAE called Belamend, and we are mostly collaborating with their psychology programs. And yeah, it's been fantastic actually, because we feel we can like support in the enablement process of, I mean, kids these days, like they're heading into a very dark world, you know, like with what's happened with COVID, it expedited automation. And like automation, like what it was expected to happen in 5 years in automation happened in 5 days. And like people are unemployed, and we're actually presenting entrepreneurship programs.
Yeah, it's like what Diana says, right? Like most of the kids that are studying now, like okay, they're studying, but the careers or the jobs they would do, they don't even exist yet. So
65% of jobs in 5 years don't exist.
Don't
yet.
exist, yeah.
So kids don't know what they're heading into, and automation is now putting everyone out of jobs. So we're collaborating with,
like learning them how to think and how to create projects and how to materialize those projects and like bring them to earth and become something real that they can actually do.
So really, this is beyond just mental health. It's so much more.
mental strength.
Mental strength. I stand corrected, sorry.
Mental health is one aspect of mental strength. Like mental strength is the collection of the 7 dimensions. It's like you need to integrate all of these aspects into your life on a daily basis in order for you to have or achieve mental strength. And that can actually help you battle mental health issues like anxiety and depression. So, go ahead, Maria.
It is that balance that, I mean, everything can be very fine in your life and you can have a great job and this and that, but your job doesn't satisfy and you're going to get into depression because you're not fulfilling your life purpose.
Exactly.
Where are you from, Maria?
Huh?
Where are you from?
I'm a child of God.
Well, where from?
I was born in Argentina.
Where am I from? Asia. I'm Asian. I'm from Lebanon, the Middle East. Yeah, well, I mean, one of the I think biggest topics that we're trying, especially in the last 2 days, is to talk about tolerance, acceptance, and co-creation. We actually also at Reconnect we've done 3 editions of a concept we created called Collective Art of Metanoia. And metanoia, the word metanoia means the process of spiritual transformation. And we built this project based on a sociological and psychological theory from the early 1900s, and basically which says that the Industrial Revolution made people individualistic. Before the Industrial Revolution, people actually co-created. They made statues, they built houses, they plowed the fields, and they made art collectively. Of course, there, like throughout history, art is also an individual like output, but also it was a communal activity.
Back in the day.
And so we kind of created this really cool format, and Art of Metanoia works like, what do you call it, chairs, musical chairs, and like literally like not, we should do like a bicycle edition, like these are chairs. You want to show her? You want to do an edition of, like, we should do like an edition of musical chairs. Like, Yeah? Like art metanoia.
Why not?
Yeah, we're going. Do you have the notebooks still? And the pencils?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do a session for her.
Okay.
Cool, so we'll tell you about it. We're gonna do a session with you. We'll just show your hands since you don't want to appear in the video.
Actually, no.
What?
No, yeah, I took this stuff.
Okay. Oh, we'll find that. It's an art gallery inside.
Yeah, there should be something.
Well, do you want to shower?
You know, depends. Actually,
Focus.
thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Just
sorry.
Can I
kidding.
say something about Reconnect? It's a platform that we actually are just normal people that we've been through all these things.
Yeah.
And that need is what brought the idea forward. And we are not the ones giving advice or telling people what to do or how to do it. We actually bring specialists under each area. So,
Gotcha.
NLP, psychology.
yeah, it's like
Yoga,
energy
meditation,
healing, yoga,
energy
meditation,
healing,
whatever, like corporate
educators,
coaching,
like-
education.
What else?
So like this, you know,
Dietitians,
we bring all the
environmentalists.
specialists from the
Yeah.
different 7 dimensions together, and we bring the awareness. Like this is all the areas in your life that they need to be balanced. It's not just like we were saying earlier, right? And this is the people that you can go to in case you feel like one of those areas is not really as good as it should be, or it could do better.
Like, we're not psychologists, we're not.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
we're not gonna be.
I
the
mean,
ones
Maria is
telling
studying
you.
NLP, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, what else? Emotional intelligence.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's emotional intelligence? It's balancing your emotions with your intelligence.
It's being smart about your emotions. It's like it moves you from a place of reacting to responding. So choosing, yeah, choosing the outcome. Because when you are able to respond, then in the end, the relationships and the result of the relationships is much more harmonious, and not in a bad way, but you can influence people in a much better
Yeah.
way. And I think we're not trained for this. We're not trained to feel okay, and we're not educated on emotions. Like there's so many emotions, and we don't know what it is. And it's like, oh, you're just angry. Or maybe you're not angry. Maybe you're frustrated. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're this. Maybe you're that. And every emotion, it has a message. So it's understanding where it's coming from, and rather than reacting, responding, and then just yeah.
We should also tell her about our happy pills.
Please, I
have
want to touch that. I'm
Happy pills.
so dying to
We
touch
made
that
happy
topic.
pills. I mean, they remind me of my clubbing days,
Well,
but
we-
like
we
they're
did
different.
then.
So actually, the idea of the happy pills is it's actually vitamin D, and it's a collaboration we did with HSN Nutrition, which is a startup digital retail, like online retail and physical retail shops that actually promote wellness, like through nutrition. Like they're not a pharmacy, but rather they're suppliers of supplements and like things. So the idea is that actually pretty much 80% of the planet is depressed because they don't see the sun, right? So we did our happy pills, they're vitamin D pills in collaboration with HSN Nutrition, and yeah, they have a smiley face too, like same like my clubbing days. Just different substances. It's vitamin D instead.
Substances.
Good substance.
Which vitamin D?
Vitamin D, yeah, that purely it's like I think it's like B12 or
It's
something
so
like
ironic
that.
here, like in
Yeah.
Dubai, so many people with the amount of sun we have, but because it's so hot, they
The
don't go under
irony.
the AC,
Yeah.
and nobody gets exposed to the sun, which is actually what we need.
Cool, that's why we're gonna play badminton. Do you know how to play badminton?
I do,
No.
kind of.
Let's play a game! Okay, you can stop now. Let's go play a game of badminton.